Okay, so remember 6 around I have a power cut. Then I had to switch to the mobile data, and there is a small interruption to connect again online, right? Okay, coming now to the general life cycle of plants, you can imagine any tree. So let's see common trees like we have seen mango trees. The tree is really big and they have flowers, and flowers change into, give me a second, someone want to join. Okay, I think it's fine. What I told, so we can start with something we can easily understand, a big tree and the flowers. But you will see opposite of this. In some plants, it's like you have to imagine a situation, the tree is sitting on the plants, on the flowers, that kind of that situation. But what we can understand, the tree is big, photosynthetic, it is doing all the important thing, and on the tree we have plants. Sorry, we have flowers. So if we separate this two stage, the two stage are uh, as we heard it before, sporophyte, the stage, sporophyte stage, and mostly, this guy was, yes, I hope you can see the screen. This one, yes, okay. Sporophyte. So I just try to make very simplified way that you can easily understand. Sporophyte is the, I take this plant like this. just normal plant, a tree. So consider this is the sporophyte stage. And the sporophyte stage is what we can see as a tree or plant. Now, sporophyte, there is a special structure. There is a special structure called sporangia. There is a special structure called sporangia. And what is inside the sporangia? It has spores. Sporangia has a spores. Now these spores can spread to outside, and once spores spread to the outside, so it develop into the next stage. Next stage is gametophyte. Next, second stage of life cycle is gametophyte. As I told you, this is a representative life cycle. This can be changed from plant to plant, but to understanding, we should have some kind of a easy method, that easy way to understand all life cycles of the plants. So, sporophytes and the gametophytes. So let's consider this gametophyte is the a flowering stage, a flower, and this gametophyte has again a specific structure called gametangia. And gametangia produce gametes. So when gamete produce, so it is separate to the male and female parts. The male part is considered as antheridia. Right? Think of, wait a sec. I think Malindu, you lost almost 1 hour, but we'll give the recordings because Shashikal also a little bit of power cut affected, but you can get this part. Okay, so right again, we try to learn representative life cycle of plants, and there are two main stages: sporophyte and gametophyte. Sporophyte produce spores in the structure called sporangia. After that, spores develop into gametophyte stage. That one has gametangia, and it produces female gametes and male gametes in the structure called antheridia, and the female part is called archegonia. Antheridia and archegonia is the gamete producing structure of the male and female. Antheridia is the male one, archegonia is a female one. And they produced sperm and ovum or egg cell. And if these two fused, the ovum and sperm fused, it make the ovum and sperm are again haploid, right? So we learn what is haploid and diploid. They have half a chromosome and they also have half a chromosome. So if they fuse, they make full structure that is called zygote with two N. Now zygote can develop again into sporophyte. Zygote can again develop into sporophyte stage. So basically plant has these two stage in the life cycle. So sporophyte stage and gametophyte stage. Sporophyte stage, there's a specific structure called sporangia. There spores produce. Spores germinate to make the gametophyte stage. Gametophyte stage, there's a structure called gametangia. In that, archegonia is a female part, anthrodia is a male part, and then they produce these female and male cells. They fuse to make zygote. Then zygote develop into again sporophyte. Okay, now you see difficulty is this kind of words: sporophyte, sporangia, spores, gametophyte, gametangia, gametes, anthrodia, archegonia, zygote. So we have a new names. Each name we should know what is it if you want to better understanding about plant life cycle. Okay, now this is the general life cycle of the plant, but we can see many changes when we're going to learn about the other type of plants, right? So here example, there is no option. Unit 4 and Unit 3, we have to learn life cycle of Bryophyta pogonatum, life cycle of Pterophyta selanginella, life cycle of Lycophyta neprolepis, and life cycle of Cycas. This is the general life cycle. At least you try to remember there are two stages: sporophyte and gametophyte. Right? Sporophytes and the gametophyte stage. I think uh, if you want to ask something, you can use this chat, right? The Zoom chat, because I can't again open the WhatsApp during the class. You can send through the Zoom chat. It's easy. It's in the program. I can then answer if you have any questions, or simple you just interrupt and ask. If you are okay with that, you can ask. Otherwise, you can send Zoom chat. There is a Zoom chat. You can send the questions, right? I think for this, the whole unit 3 notes I sent you before, and it's also I think available on the website. And this is the short notes. I think most of the short notes also uploaded, but you can make your own short note during the class. It is better, right? You can add or delete something later from. Okay, again 6 now. There's a chance of power cut, definitely, and then I have to change to the mobile data. So I will do it now. Otherwise, we have interruption. Give me 1 second to activate the mobile data. Personal hotspot. Connect. Okay, it is connected. I think I send you the password for unit. I'm not sure unit 3. Okay, I will send the password. Okay, I send the password, right? Right, I have the power cut now. Just give me 1 second. Right now, we're going to learn the characteristics of kingdom Plantae. The first phylum is Bryophyta, and the plant is come under the phylum is a Pogonatum. Right. Let's see a picture how it looks like. Right. So I'm going to share. Okay. Now again I recap same thing. If we see this big tree, apple tree, and it has the two stage gametophyte and the sporophyte. So gametophyte and the sporophyte. Now the gametophyte represent these flowers and sporophyte represent the whole plant, right? So this is the plant, is the sporophyte. So all the plants we're going to learn, we can see these two stage, but they are sometimes completely different. Sporophyte stage and the gametophyte stage. So again, if you recap, this plant is independent and it is sporophyte stage. So photosynthesis take place in the sporophyte stage and the flower depend on the sporophyte for nutrition and other requirement. The flower represent the gametophyte stage. So general life cycle, we have this sporophyte stage and it produces spores in the structure called sporangia. And the second stage is gametophyte stage and it has gametangia and it produces gametes. Gametes are produced in the archegonium in female, antheridium in the male. So then it complete the life cycle like this way. So here a sporophyte stage, sporangia produce spores, it germinate to produce the gametophyte stage. Gametophyte produce antheridium sperm, archegonium egg, then they fuse together to make zygote. Zygote make again sporocyte. So we again and again we learn this because this is very important for understanding of life cycle of many plants. When you hear again and again, I think the words are getting more familiar now. Sporophyte, sporangia, spore. Then spore produce gametangia, gametangia gametes, antheridia and archegonia produce sperm and egg cells fertilized to make the zygote. Okay, this is again something we can understand by seeing it. These are moss. They are widespread. We can see them in our garden and the rivers, rocks everywhere. Okay, we also learn these things. Non-vascular seedless plant is the first category. They don't have a xylem and phloem. They don't have a seed. We have to learn three phylum: Bryophyta, Hepatophyta, and Therophyta. And we have to learn life cycle of Pogonata. Important for Unit 4. So Bryophyta, moss, and the Pogonatum. Now this is the Pogonatum plant. Now surprisingly, if we want to apply the same concept, this is what is the sporophytic stage, what is the gametophytic stage. So this looks like a flower and this looks like a tree, a plant. And our understanding is the sporophyte is the plant, the gametophyte is the looks similar to the flowers. But here it is very special. It's a very special. This represent the green color photosynthetic part represent the gametophyte, and the flower-like thing represents sporophyte. So it's a completely different now when it comes to Pogonatum and the Bryophyta. Now this is very important to spot. The Pogonatum, it's completely different. We see flowers, but they are not flowers. They are not a gametophyte stage. They are a sporophyte. The gametophyte, they are like a plant, and they also now photosynthetic. So gametophyte can do photosynthesis. The sporophyte, look at them, they don't have a green color. So sporophyte depend on gametophyte, right? The sporophyte depend on the gametophyte because gametophyte can now give the food and nutrition, everything to the sporophyte. So this is a remarkable difference when we're going to learn a Pogonatum, Bryophyta. So keep in mind that is a something very special. Everything what we have learned is not right because sporophyte is green, photosynthetic, and that's a tree. Even the first one, the apple tree, it's a very good example. We can understand the sporophyte is the tree, apple tree, and then gametophyte is the flowers. But this is completely different with the first life cycle, what we're going to learn, Bryophyta pogonata. I hope now you can remember this. Uh, the gametophytes, they are photosynthetic and they represent actually the plant. On the plant, the sporophyte is sitting. That's what I told you. So most of the typical life cycle, the plant and the flowers. So we can see plant and the flowers. This is the plant. So we can see flowers on the plant. But now this is the other way around. So we can understand the flower is here On the flower, we can see the plant, something like that. But it's completely different structure. This gametophyte looks like a plant, sporophyte look like a flower. Okay, let's see now how we can start to learn life cycle of Pogonatum. Phylum Bryophyta, example plants Pogonatum, and we're going to learn the life cycle of Pogonatum, right? Okay, so if you look the first stage is it has a small a plant, not a big ones. So root system, and then kind of leaves like this. Okay, something like this. This can represent the typical structure of this bryophyte. So these are leaves. This one it has a small structure like the stem in the middle. So this represent kind of a stem like things, and that part we can write stem, and the roots are called rhizoid. We don't use the word root, instead we use rhizoid because uh, they have not well developed as the plant, so it is very close to the protista cell structure. Okay, then there's another a plant like same like this. Again, it has a rhizoid stem and leaves. But what is different now? Different is one plant has a special structure. This structure represent Archegonia and Antheridia. Antheridia and Archegonia. So here, and this one like this. So this is called Archegonia. Now, Archegonia, again, a female gamete producing structure. Antheridia is male gamete producing structure. So we can see in Bryophyta two different structures. So we call this dioecious. Okay, what is the meaning of the term dioecious? The separate male and female producing parts, right? Male and female gamete producing structures are separated. So they are in antheridia in one structure, other one is, and importantly, this is stage is gametophyte stage. So that is a little bit of a surprising thing. The gametophyte stage, gametophytes, they are dominant. So they are dominant and photosynthetic. So as we learned before, gametophyte, gametangia, gamete. So this is the gametophyte stage, and gametophyte stage is quite surprising because they are photosynthetic and dominant. And gametophyte has gametangia, that is male, and thridia and archegonia. So we can see plant like this. These are the, the gametangia and the gametes, and we see as a plant how it looks like. Okay, next, if we look what is antheridia is producing, what is archegonia is producing. Okay, Usman, your question is, of course, uh, they make a special structure, not like, I mean, we don't say flower because the whole the gametophyte stage is a plant-like. On the plant-like structure, we can see a differentiated one called antheridia and archegonia. So if we look a little bit closer, the antheridia and gametangia. Okay. Dioecious, yes. The meaning is given. The meaning is given. Dioecious is male and female gametes producing structures are separate, not in one unit. So if we take a plant, this plant has a flower, and you can notice in your basic O-level knowledge, yeah, the plant has both male and female parts. It's in a one flower. So it's in one flower, both male and female producing structure. But when you take this one, the gametophyte, one structure is separated for antheridia, one structure is separated for the archegonia. So they are separated. When they are separated, we call dioecious, right? So dioecious, the word dioecious, okay, it's a CIOUS. I miss CIOUS, right? This one. Male and female gametes producing structures are separated. Right, so here you can notice they are separated now. Here I just make separation and they are separated. Now, if we look Antheridia produced the sperm cell, and Archegonia, it's produced the ovum. This is ovum, and these are sperm cells. So that's a male part, and this is the female part. So sperm cell, if you enlarge, they are like this. They have a flagella. Sperm cell, this is the flagella. And there are many, right? Sperm cells are many, and ovum is a single cell. Like this, I think we are ending our time. This is a single cell. So I save this one, and still I would like to say this is the gametophyte stage. Gametophyte stage is dominant and they are photosynthetic. And it has gametangia. Antheridia is a male part, and Archegonia is the female part of this flower, of this gametophyte stage. And Antheridia produces sperm cells. Archegonia produce one egg cell, single cell ovum, many sperm cell with flagella. Okay, I think we have end. So in the next section, we are going to learn. We are going to continue the digestion in human. So we can join again to learn the new section, and give me a few minutes to open up this previous file, the notes, to continue from the, I think, pancreas. We have to start from the pancreas, the next section. We will continue next week the life cycle of Bryophyta pogonata.